Okay, we're still here in Moliq, and this is another property that the church is developing. I'm going to ask a couple of questions of you, Plator, and I want to introduce everybody to Bill here. Bill has been a missionary here for a year, he and his wife Beth, and it's a pleasure to meet you guys as well. We had great breakfast and great fellowship this morning. This property is interesting because this is going to be dedicated to, once it's done, to children who have had unfortunate situations. And as I'm just learning, this whole vision for this ministry came out of the church in Lebanon, correct?
Exactly.
And ministry that, Bill, you were explaining to me, how did that happen? How did the vision for this come up?
Well, it's kind of emblematic of the whole church at Lebanon. They're an outreach-oriented church. So one example I can give is they receive shoe boxes from the United States at Christmas time. Most churches will receive enough shoe boxes for the children in their church. The church at Lebanon requested 5,000 shoe boxes to go to 98 schools, which are Islamic schools throughout the Moliq territory. And they go to each school and put on a program teaching the Christmas story and then giving the gifts out. This program here was they invited kids into the church after school that are homeless to feed them and to give them some clothes, to clean them, just to nurture them after school.
And Bill, through that night, you learned that some of these children have been abused and some of the different situations. And I heard, Plator, you were explaining a 9-point system to determine what children would be eligible to live in this home, right?
Exactly. Yes.
And so tell us a little bit about that.
We are talking about the poorest of the poor on accepting. First will be children that doesn't have parents, because that is the main focus, to give them family. Because a lot of these children that we have found are suffering to have family. We want to treat them as our children, or as a family. Give them family. Second will be children that has been abused or trafficking on neighborhood country, or used as for sex abuse. Maybe I'm not using the right word in English.
Children who have been sexually abused, and
exactly.
children who were being trafficked.
Trafficked.
Correct.
So these are the main three points that we want to involve there. And there are other criteria, the lack of food, the lack of education, the lack of hygiene, and give them shelter for their life. And the lack of education will be another issue, because we want to raise a generation not just only to give them a shelter, but to make them able to continue on their life in the future.
So you would say you want to give them a future and a hope.
Exactly.
These things still remain. Now tell us a little bit about, there's some men here behind us, and one has seemed to have slipped off into the distance here that I wanted him involved as well. But would you tell us who these men are here that are involved?
Speni is one of the youth from our
Raise your
church.
hand when he says your name.
He's one of the youth from our church, has been since a child in our church, one of the great spirit, how can I say, on the youth and in evangelization. Denise is another one. Denise is involved in ministry with the youth and with logistic. It's very handy. If you say something, it's done.
He's a servant.
And then we have Geno, Mary Glenn, his real name, but short name we call him Geno. Geno is involved in the ministry for a long time. He has come as a child to our church. Now he's involved in a church planting in Sovian. It's a village nearby. I think we are going to visit this week his Sovian, his church planting there. And we have Mercy. Mercy is a youth leader of our church. Has been one of the potential leader for the church. Very helpful guy in a ministry. Right now he's leading one of the church planting in Rambets. Rambets is a village nearby our church. So they represent different
aspects
of the ministry. I think in our church, discipling and service goes together.
Ah, amen. And Bill, you get to see this happen all the time. You get to be a part of this all the time. Now, we are what, about a mile from the Moliq church? Is that about right?
Exactly.
The
Well, Liebenick Church, we're in Moliq right now, so
Right.
we're in between the two.
Okay, so right in between the Moliq church and the Lebanon church.
Correct, correct.
And what seems to be centrally located, perfect plan, and but it's pretty exciting. What do you see coming out of this ministry here, the property that we're sitting on in the near future? How long do you think it's going to take to get this up and running? And what are your hopes?
Right now, we're just in the beginning stages of it, but it looks like it's gonna be another year before we really get this set up where we can start having residents in the house itself.
What sort of needs do you anticipate, monetary or otherwise?
Everything. Work crews that come down here are very valuable. Not only do they get to work on the project, but they get to see the heart of the people in this community.
Amen. Amen. Well, guys, thank you very much. We're going to be going on to coffee, of course, for now.
It's the main thing on our culture. This
That's how we
culture
get things
goes
done.
around the coffees.
That's
And
cool.
America, it goes around the food.
Not with this American. God bless you for now. We're out from Moliq in the children's, what do you call this, the children's ministry?
Residence house.
Residential housing. So pray for the residential housing vision, the ministry here, and prayerfully the Lord might have you be involved in this in the future. God bless for now. Bye.